Hi guys, it's Editing Allison. So for the visual component of this podcast, today's video is just a screen recording of my laptop because the camera shut off like 3 minutes in and I didn't realize. Also, with the screen recording, towards the end, I think my computer was overheating or there was just too many applications open at once. So it kind of glitched out for a bit, but it fixes itself at the end. So sorry about that. Won't happen again. Toodles! Okay, hi guys, welcome back to Now Listening To, hosted by yours truly, Allison Martin. If y'all can't tell, we're doing a bit more of a casual vibe. Also, I need to keep a safe distance away from the microphone today because I started editing the first episode today and literally all I can hear is just like I was too close to the mic the whole time. But if y'all can't tell, I worked an 8-hour workday and I'm going to bed straight after I film this. So we are coming live at you from my bed. So if the first episode was our first date, things must be going real well because you're seeing me blue light glasses, pimple patched, greasy, and ready to go to bed. But anyway, yeah, welcome back. This is episode 2. And this episode is going to be a lot more laid back than the first one, and I imagine probably shorter too. I'm also, for video listeners, I'm recording my screen right now because today we are going to be going through my Spotify account, which is both horrifying and exciting at the same time. My Spotify stats account pulled up and then we're going to go through it. But basically, I don't actually know how long I've had my Spotify account. I think I've had it since the beginning of high school. I could be wrong though, which means it's gonna be interesting to go back through all of this stuff because in high school I didn't have great music taste. And what is that one? The music receipt one, y'all? Y'all know the one. Music receipt, Spotify. Receiptify. There we go. Okay. Let me open my Spotify account and go to my profile page. Y'all don't need to see my friend activity. Okay. So, yes, this is me. This is her. This is Allison Martin's account. Me, the host of this podcast. And so these are just like I think my monthly stats, but basically something y'all need to know about me before we even get into the meat of it is basically my music taste from when I got this account, which I'm assuming is the beginning of high school. I was still very much so in a One Direction Harry Styles state of mind. So I was mainly just listening to pop music. Then, like I talked about in the first episode, I did a research project my sophomore year of high school, and I got into classic rock. So then there was a combination of those two, and then at the very end of high school is when I started getting into indie music. And so late high school and beginning of college, I was very into indie music. I still am now, which is funny because it's a very like popular genre right now, so that makes sense. Nothing wrong with going with the mainstream. And then also, my second year of college, the summer between my second and third year of college, I dated a Latino boy, and then he introduced me to reggaeton, which, by the way, guys, if I didn't mention it in the first episode, I am Peruvian American, so, just very out of touch with my culture. I'm like third generation. My dad's like a coconut, we call him, brown on the outside, white on the inside. And yeah, I just like, we don't really engage. I've tried to engage with my Latin roots like very much so in my life, but music was just never, especially like babo, which is crazy because I have a Bad Bunny tattoo now. But anyway, I'm gonna go through also like my Wrapped playlist and see like what the top 10 songs were for as far back as it will let me go. I'm gonna try to pull up my notes to see. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna do Spotify stats, on repeat, daily mixes, discovery weekly, rap playlist. Okay, I might not go through all of those, but just kind of as okay, the ad. Also, I'm getting targeted ads for the Bad Bunny shoes because I wanted them so effing bad, and then I did not get them. Okay, we're doing Receiptify right now. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. Cool. So, oh god, I am way too fucking close to the microphone. Okay. Okay, so this is the homepage, as I said, and so my top artists for this month are, to no surprise, Bad Bunny, Royal Otis, which is a new one for me, Steven Sanchez, Steven Dawes, who are two of my obsessions this year. By the way, I have not looked at you guys once. I have been so focused on my... Also, just from here on out, y'all will know when I'm filming on the weekends versus filming on the weekdays. Because if I'm filming on the weekday, I'm going to be sitting here. If I'm filming on the weekends, I'm going to be in that corner of my room. Because if you guys knew the logistics of my actual setup, you understand why I'm in my bed right now. But anyway, sorry for not looking at you, and sorry that you can literally see the reflection of me recording on my phone in the glasses. But anyway, yes, Steven Dawes and Steven Sanchez. Steven Dawes I've been obsessed with since like January, and he's like a lower level indie artist. It's replied to multiple of my comments. I'm also doing a full episode dedicated to him, so be on the lookout for that. Steven Sanchez, I was really late to that train, but yeah. And then, of course, love of my life, Karol G. I love her beyond belief. Those are my top 5. Let's see if it will give me like my top 10. Chapel Roan, that also makes sense. Lizzie McAlpine, that also makes sense because I just went to one of her concerts. Rao, that also makes sense, I guess, because they're on my playlist, on my Viva Peru project playlist, which I'll touch on. Selena, of course, Daddy Yankee. Yeah, those all make sense because those are all on my Latin playlist, which is what I have been bumping all of May and June. My top tracks for this month also completely make sense to me. Cool Aid by Royal Otis, that is my favorite song by them thus far. So, and of course, I found them from the Linger Sirius XM session. So, that's what that is. Hot to Go. Of course, how could I not? It's Pride Month, guys. Baby Blue Bathing Suit. That song literally, like, Steven Sanchez unknowingly described exactly what I look like. And so it gives me a self-esteem boost every time I listen to that song. And, of course, Pero Negro. But that song's been out for a while, and apparently I only recently just realized how good it was. I think it's because I saw in Puerto Rico when Bad Bunny was finishing off the Most Wanted tour, he literally had every featuring artist that was on Nadie Sabe come on stage. Like, Young Miko was there for Fina, which, by the way, Fina is my favorite song off of that album. And I've become obsessed with Young Miko recently. So, safe to say I was jealous. These are my playlists. I'll do like a quick view of them. I'm actually quite proud of my playlist skills, like playlist making skills. But we'll circle back to this one specifically when we're kind of like going through. But yeah, alright, let's jump to... Let's see if I can find... I think they have a rap category, if I'm not mistaken. If I can find it anywhere. Oh my god, my ear itches so bad. Okay, apparently not. Rapt. Okay. I guess 2018 is when they started. Is that when they started doing it? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so we'll be starting from 2018 and then working our way back. Okay, so this actually is already making so much sense to me. So, we've in our top 10, we have this is 2018, so this was the end of my sophomore year of high school. First place goes to New Light by John Mayer, which totally makes sense because I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I did mention this in the first episode. John Mayer, I've loved him my entire life. His music is incredible, and I have nothing else to say besides that. New Light is an amazing song. Too Much to Ask, Niall Horan. This is also like kind of the beginning of all of like the One Direction solo careers. Also, I'm mistaken. This was my junior year of high school now that I'm thinking about it. Sophomore and junior. Too much to ask. I was a big Nary girl when One Direction were together because my childhood best friend was a Niall girl and I was a Harry girl. So those were kind of the two that I listened to the most once they had broken up. So that tracks. Flicker, amazing album. Dreams, this also makes sense for what I said, because Fleetwood Mac was my favorite band from like that research project that I did. Ever Since New York, one of my favorite Harry songs. Makes sense. A Whole New World is a little bit of a curveball because we did a lot of like, I don't know, soundtrack, like music and film units when I was taking music in high school. And Aladdin is like one of, if not my favorite movie of all time, which is silly, but I love that movie. And the soundtrack is just unmatched. So yeah. Next up, in sixth place, we got Last of the Real Ones by Fall Out Boy, which I will be doing a whole other episode on this as well. But I had a major emo phase when I was in middle school, and that kind of has just trickled throughout the rest of my life, specifically Fall Out Boy. And I think Mania came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And then these next ones are a little bit embarrassing, so I'm just going to go through them. 9 and 10 aren't so bad, but 7 and 8 are. Little Things by One Direction and I Love You by Little Mix. I don't really have an explanation for that other than I told you guys. Pop music was at the forefront of what I was listening to. And then Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Miley Cyrus was my 9th. And Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell was in number 10. That one is because I actually sang Ain't No Mountain High Enough, so I had to listen to the crap out of that song to make sure that my performance was good. So that makes sense. And then Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Again, Elton was kind of included in that like classic rock revival songwriting project I did. And they did like that revamp of the album where a bunch of famous artists covered his songs. So I'm starting to realize this might be a little bit boring. So my apologies to all of you. But Anyway, let's move swiftly along to 2019. Okay, this one might be a little bit... Oh, damn. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, what I'm seeing right off the bat is about 90% of the top 10 are John Mayer songs. My first was Truth Hurts by Lizzo, which actually was... I was supposed to do performance with two of my best friends at our like senior assembly. That got canceled because of COVID. So, but that's why that one was in first place. Then I'm just not even going to go in the particular order of them. Love on the Weekend, Edge of Desire, Dreaming with a Broken Heart, Badge and Gun, In the Blood, and Carry Me Away by John Mayer are all in the top 10. I must have been going on like a really big John Mayer kick. I think this was the year that yes, it was. This is the year I auditioned for Berklee, and John Mayer is famously a Berklee dropout, as are a lot of the musicians that I listen to. So I think there was something about that made me listen. There's one Harry song from the dining table, which I don't even recall listening to that song that much, so I must have been going through it. And Friends Go by Maggie Lindman and Travis Barker. It's the remix of that song. I sang that song about 4 different times. It's like a pop punk remix of her song Friends Go, vis-a-vis the Travis Barker of it all. It's a really good song. You guys should give it a listen if you've never heard it before. There's an original version and then there's that version. Okay, let us see what we've got for 2020. Oh, this was right after Harry dropped Fine Line, which makes sense why. There's 4 Fine Line songs in my top 10. We've got Golden in number 1, which is one of my all-time favorite Harry songs, so that makes sense. Adore You's in number 3. I was also obsessed with that song when it came out. Watermelon Sugar is 5, which is crazy because, controversially, I actually don't like Watermelon Sugar that much. I think it's Harry's like worst song, if I had to be completely honest. But anyway. And then in number 9, I had Sunflower Volume 6, which is also one of my all-time favorite Harry songs. We've got a little bit of Billie Eilish, some more Lizzo, Selena, Selena was actually very important in me kind of coming to grips with my Latin identity because I was very lost which again, I'll be doing. I have so many episodes logged, like I'll be getting more into this stuff. But Selena Quintanilla, if any of you guys don't know, she's very famous, like Tejano cumbia singer. Unfortunately, she famously passed away when she was really young. Because like one of her fans shot her, which her fan is getting out of prison this year, which I don't agree with. But anyway, yeah, she's incredibly talented, and she was really, 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 really big source of inspiration for me, and kind of connecting with my Latin identity, or like at the beginning of it all. And then let's see, Mia and Sebastian's theme from La La Land, which tracks because that's also one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. It is so expertly done. And then, funnily enough, I didn't even know I listened to this song that much. Video Games by Trixie Mattel. It's good. Also, just kind of taking a look through the other songs. We've got Walkman by Tiny Meat Gang. Nothing Can Change This Love by Sam Cooke. That's a good one. I'm trying to see. I assumed that this was the year that I started listening to more indie. I guess there's a bit. There's 1975. Yeah, but damn, there really actually isn't that much. I thought there was gonna be way more. Oh, shout out to my friend Doogie. One of his side projects is called Down Buzz. Wait for You. That made the cut. Yeah, I honestly thought I started listening to way more indie in 2020, but I guess I didn't. It's looking very pop heavy still, and like lots of like old jazz standards and kind of like bluesy stuff, which makes sense because that era of my life I was listening to that kind of stuff. That was also when I first moved to college. So okay, 2021, if it doesn't have more indie, okay, I can make do with this, except it's a little bit embarrassing. Lots of Olivia Rodrigo. Good For You was my number one track. But Driver's License, Enough For You, and Deja Vu also made the cut. But to kind of pivot towards like my indie phase, Make Me Your Queen by Declan McKenna. Love Declan. I love him. Again, he will be coming up in future episodes. So Make Me Your Queen by Declan, because I think I saw him that year, and Rapture by Declan. Both really good songs. Paramore, that was also another like I was gonna say indie resurgence, like pop punk resurgence. That album I had on repeat. One of Those Crazy Girls is like in the top 20 on here. Huesito Rico by Boy Pablo. Amazing song. That song's like instant sunshine. I love that song. Easy on Me by Adele, which is kind of wild card. Saw You in a Dream by the Japanese House. That one is, I listen to that song so much still to this day. And Close to You by Dayglow, which I was on a big Dayglow kick. Yes, and yeah, okay, this is definitely the year I started listening to more indie music. There's some more Declan. Lovers a Day by Kuko, which is also really good. Let's see if I have any other indie artists on here. Cigarettes After Sex. I don't really know what you would qualify them as. The Neighborhood, which makes sense. Kuko, Claro, Tame Impala. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We're nearing the end, guys. We're nearing the end. 2022, I think, is when... Yes, this is going to be my reggaetonera phase. That's crazy, because I didn't start listening to... Okay, for reference, because 2020... Or Spotify Wrapped is like... What? Your whole year of listening? I only started listening to Bad Boy in July or August of that year, and he was my number 2 streamed artist, and Ojitos Lindos, which, by the way, is my absolute favorite song of Bad Bunny's of all time, is my number 5. Sangria by Easy Life and Arlo Parks, who are both like indie rap, British indie rap, which I've touched on, but I went to college in London, so that makes sense, and a lot, like, my friends were listening to that. And then this is also the year that Harry's House came out, so most of my top 10 are gonna go ahead and be Harry as well. As It Was my number 1, which I guess makes sense because that was the first song that came out. Late Night Talking, which is a one of my favorite songs off of Harry's House, is number 2. Daylight's number 3. Lately I've been sad. This is the year I started listening to Lizzie McAlpine, which is crazy because I just saw her in concert. Lately I've been sad is a collab between Lilacs, which is another smaller indie artist. They actually did a couple collaborations together, and Lizzie. I love that song so much. I actually wanted to sing it at an open mic night, but I could not. There's no like backing that exists, and I'm not that good at production to like come up with something. And then, okay, these last ones are a little bit different. My number 10 was 7 p.m., which is Lilacs and Lizzie again. Another really good one. And then Sarah Kay's, I saw her open for Cavetown, which is another indie band. She's so good at singing. She has such a beautiful voice, and her songwriting is very like evocative and like emotional. She really knows how to paint a picture. And then this is kind of like a, what's it called? Wild card, I guess. My close friend from college, Ashvin, is really into like R&B music, and he introduced me to this artist called Shanae Harnett. So I think she's Irish, an Irish R&B singer. I could be wrong. Some Irish, Scottish, or English. I don't remember. But in my number 8 spot, Hard for Me to Love You. That's a really good song. I haven't listened to it in a really long time, but I'm not shocked it made it on there. I'm just like, I haven't seen that song in so long. But this year was definitely like quite a mixture of music all around. There was like pop, indie, rock. That's crazy. I haven't listened to some of these songs in so long. Maybe I should listen to this playlist tomorrow. And also reggaeton, because this was the year that I started listening. Titi me pregunto, después de la playa, ¿qué más? Gasolina, Yo no soy celoso, Andrea, Moscow Mule, Fall Out Boy, Lake Effect Kid, which is like an EP, one of theirs. That one was real good. I saw them that year, so that makes sense. We're doing Teardrops on My Guitar by Taylor Swift, some Cavetown, some Tame Impala, J Balvin. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And now for 2023, which I'm telling you right now, I started listening to so much reggaeton this year. So much reggaeton in 2023. I'm pretty sure Bawa was my top artist, which is funny because my top 3 tracks are all Karol G. But anyway, damn, almost all of my top 10 are in Spanish. That's crazy. I didn't even realize. Number 1, which we're gonna get to my Spotify stats in a second. Number 1 is Te Coge, which is the Karol G and Shakira collab. I listened to that song so many times. Like, I can't even tell you. I listened to that song so many times. Besties, which is my favorite song off of Mañana Será Bonito. Actually, that's not true. Amargura. That's a tough one to say. That's my favorite song off of that album, but at the time, Besties is like a really good like Beria song. And then Cairo was my third one, which all 3 of those are off the same album. Rest in peace to Rosalia and Raul's relationship, but Beso was my 4th place. It is the most sweet romantic song ever. I honestly it's hard to believe in love when stuff like that, like they broke up and they wrote that EP together. Like all of those songs, I'm just like, damn. Number 5 was La Yompa, which is not surprising because I also listen to that song a lot. Bible did so many collabs, like beginning of 2023. This is before Nadie Sabe. Oh, yeah, this is before Nadie Sabe was released, I think. Pretty sure. Todo de Ti by Raul Negrita was 9, which is weird because I don't think I listened to that much. Despecha was my number 10. And then number 6, which I also am surprised made the cut, was Special by SZA. I'm not a big like SZA stan.
like, I love her music, but I just didn't even think I listened to her that much. But apparently I did. Yeah, we just got this whole thing. It's just a bunch of Spanish music. Where she goes from Nadie Sabe, No Me Queda Más by Selena, Si Volvemos, La Bachata, Yo Perreo Sola, Punto 40, Visa Rap with Shakira, Caro, yeah. Oh, Love is Embarrassing by Olivia Rodrigo. Otra Noche en Miami, Se Veo a Tu Mamá, Mi Ex Tenía Razón, Culona, Zafallera, Ahora Te Puedes Marchar. Oddly enough, Taylor Swift was one of my like top artists, and I'm not a Swiftie. No hate to any Swifties out there. But I like hyper fixated the fuck out of Evermore and Folklore this year for whatever reason, because I don't think I had ever listened to it before. And then, oh, we got some Peso too. Ella Baila Sola was my 50th track. But Ceilings, also by Lizzie McAlpine. I can't listen to that song anymore because it literally makes me sob my eyes out. Yeah. Okay, those are all my Wrapped playlists. And now I'll move on to something else because I feel like this was a lot of dead air and it was kind of boring. So I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway. Oh, okay. We've done like 26 minutes. Damn. Okay, so right here we've got my Receiptify from the last month. So I'll just go through it. Also, if you heard that burp, no, you didn't. My number one was Kool-Aid by Royal Otis, which makes sense because I kind of go through like phases of either listening to a curated Spotify playlist that I made, or I would just listen to my like songs or playlists. I thought this stopped recording, but I think it's fine. Okay, we're good. I thought it stopped recording. My bad, guys. Oh, you just got free feet pics. My bad. So yeah, Kool-Aid, I go through phases of listening to just like my like songs playlist, or like specifically playlists that I've made. I'm very picky about playlists. I don't really listen to a lot of other people's unless I like have some weird like depression trigger where I can't make one. So Kool-Aid was one. Hot to Go was two, which is kind of crazy because I don't think I've listened. I honestly think I listened to Red Wine Supernova more than that, but hey, whatever. Hey, I guess it doesn't lie. 3 was Baby Blue Bathing Suit by Steven Sanchez, which also makes sense because I've been binging that song since it came out. Pero Negro, which is also crazy because I only started like listening to that on repeat this past week. Bellaqueo by Peso Pluma and Anita. That song is so good. They put crack in it. Linger, the Sirius XM session by Royal Otis. That's like what got me listening to their music in the first place. Oh my god. I found these two artists on a remix track that they did with Rao. Mark Siwe. I think I suggested this song in the last episode, so this makes sense. Agua Salada. Oh my god. That song is so good. It's so good. And then 8, 9, and 10 are all indie tracks. Hospital Beach by Cottonwood Firing Squad. This came on my indie mix one day, which is one playlist I will listen to because it helps me find indie music I like. It's a really good song. It's very summery. It's on my summer 2024 playlist. Disciples by Tame Impala, oldie but a goodie, and Stevie Doesn't Wonder by Hotel Ugly, also oldie but a goodie. Just out of curiosity, I kind of want to see the last year what my top 10 are. Okay. Lucy by Stephen Dawes. Okay, so this is just kind of gonna out me because I listened to Stephen Dawes on fucking repeat from the moment I found him in January up until like April. So I think 9 of these songs are gonna go ahead and be Steven. But that's fine because I'm Steven's number one supporter. I would not be surprised if Steven was my number one most streamed artist at the beginning of the year. And Stephen Dawes, by the way, not Steven Sanchez. So one is Lucy by Stephen Dawes. I'm not even going to say who it's by. If I don't specify, you know who it's by. Don't Hate Me When It's Over, which is actually the song that I found Steven through on Instagram, through a reel. Positive, which is one of my favorite songs of his. Evidently, all of his songs are my favorite. Running Out, Entertainment, Want Me, Lose My Mind, Losing You, It Could Be Me. And then, just in case you guys were wondering, Oh Caroline by the 1975, which this actually kind of shocks me just a smidgen, because, that's crazy. Steven has this song called Happiest Girl, which is literally my favorite song of his that he's written. I cannot be in a bad mood when I hear that song, because I'm like, damn, that is like, women deserve to be loved the way that man writes about love. And man is a stretch because he's a couple months younger than me. But anyway, he gets it. So anyway, that was my Receiptify, which is like basically what they take your Spotify stats. Now I'm interested to see what like top tracks, top artists, etc. what it says. This is different than the Receiptify, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I want to do my top tracks of all time. Would you mind telling me that, actually? Because this is actually not what I am looking for. Last 12 months, bro. What happened to of all time? What the fuck? What happened all time, bro? Spotify stats of all time, bro. Oh, and my computer's like so laggy because I'm screen recording and audio recording. Spotify all time stats. Stats FM. I think it's this one. I could be wrong, but I think it's this one. Also, I pray to God that the camera's been recording this whole time, or this is going to be an audio only episode. Bro, I'm not looking for the last 4 weeks. I'm looking for all time. Yes, I know what my recently played tracks are. Okay, well, this is not helpful. Sorry, guys. This is not showing me what I thought it was going to show me. What are my top artists for the past 12 months? Taylor Swift, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. I purposefully don't listen to Taylor Swift anymore because I don't want her to be in my top 5. And it's not because I hate Taylor Swift. I just don't think it's an accurate reflection of my music taste. I listened to 2 of her albums. Make that make sense? Okay. Top tracks. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Y'all. Bro, I just want to know. So. Okay, we've got the all-time stats, y'all. We've got them. We got them, boys. Let us see. I know what the last 4 weeks are because I know. Please let me see. No effing way. That's crazy. I completely changed my No, this is the last 6 months. Y'all are lying to me. That's not all time. Y'all are lying. Maybe they're not. If they're not, that's really actually quite crazy. Damn. It's actually completely changed. Like, completely. Damn. I didn't even realize I listened to it that much. Damn. Tekuhe went from first place to 41st. That is crazy. And Classy 101 by Fercho is in 40, and I started listening to that song like a month ago. I didn't realize it changed that much. That's literally insane. I knew I listened to him a lot, but I did not realize it was that much. I did not realize that. I actually am interested to see, though, what my all-time... Because I swear I got... Maybe it's taking it from when I got Spotify Premium because I got on my family account. So maybe it doesn't have, like, all of the info from, like, my first 2 years of high school. Because I swear to God, I was bumping One Direction still. Like, hardcore. Yeah, that's crazy that it's literally all Steven Dolls. Like, almost the entirety of top 10. That's effing crazy. How is Taylor Swift number one? For my all-time most listened to artist, gun to my head. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying it in a I'm not a Swiftie kind of way. How is she number one? I guess I've listened to her my whole life, so that makes sense. Karol G's number 2. Excuse me, I just said her name like a gringa. Karol G is number 2. Steven is 3, which is crazy because I only started listening to him in January. And Babo is in number 4. Harry Styles is nowhere to be seen in these top 10 ranking, though. He's 15. Damn, bro, that's crazy. These all-time stats are feeling a little fabricated to me, but I'm intrigued nonetheless. I don't believe that Harry fell that low. He's below One Direction. That can't be right. And Norah Jones is above One Direction. That can't be right. Y'all, that can't be right. But I'm not going to try and find another website to tell me. So, we're just going to have to take it. Noah Kahan is 9. Damn. I love Noah Kahan. I literally forgot about him until today. And so I was like, okay. So I was like, okay. I listened to him today. That's what I meant by that. I listened to him today. Damn, though. That's crazy. I feel like that's not accurate. I don't know. Something about this seems a little botched to me. My all-time statistics, like, they seem a little bit botched. Repeats for this past month, but I feel like I've already touched on all of it because all of these, like, statistic ones are all about, like, recently listened. Okay, let me X out of here. Okay. Home. Weekend, so my daily mixes are really nothing special. But I will say something I'm so upset about, I guess. I don't know if upset is the right word. Disappointed. Not upset, to be honest. I've been listening to Fade or Fercho on and off since I started listening to reggaeton because, you know, he's on collab projects and whatever. So obviously I've heard him. I've always been like, oh, he has really good tone. Like, I really like his voice. But never, like, sought out his music. Finally started listening to it, like, a couple of months ago. Why didn't none of y'all hoes tell me? And by none of y'all hoes, this is the second episode, and I haven't posted a singular one, so there's no way anyone on the internet could have told me this. I would have just had to use my brain a little bit. I did not know that he was touring, and he came to the same venue that I saw Benito in this past, what was it, April? And the tickets were $300 less than when I went for Benito, and the seats were better. So I'm actually actively still pissed about that. So I love it. And I would also, the most frustrating part, the night that Fercho was performing, I was down the street. I was like at a happy hour down the street. So pissed about that. Still mad about that. Okay, we're looking at my Discover Weekly just because I'm curious what it's telling me to listen to. It's seeming like a lot of this stuff is like indie. Birds of a Feather is the number 1. I've heard that song as much as I'd like to at this point, just considering the fact that it's literally on repeat all over social media. Yeah, literally all of these are pretty much every single one of these tracks, with the exception of the Marias, which I would actually still argue is indie music. Those are all going to go ahead and be, those are all going to go ahead and be what? Indie songs. That's what I was trying to say. Cannot complete a thought. It's too late for this shit. Since I'm making it a tradish, I will go through my like songs playlist and I'll tell you guys my top 3 for this week. Even though I listened to it for the first time, like, not that, also you guys can literally tell my Fetro kick, I just added all the ones that I've really been liking to my like songs playlist today. Luna, which is his most streamed one on Spotify, according to the statistics that it puts on his profile. That's going to go ahead and be one of them. Flight 22, because I turned 22 a couple weeks ago, and I use it as my Instagram caption. So we're doing Flight 22 by Caliuchis. It's a good song. I mean, I'm not obsessed with it, but it just seemed appropriate for the circumstances at hand. Luna by Fade, and I don't know how to say the other guy's name. Atlanta Jacob? I don't know. I don't know. I'd say Beakeo, but I already... Going Kokomo. We'll do that. That's another Royal Otis song. Going Kokomo is also really good, even though one of my close family friends' daughters that I watch pretty regularly, I kept singing it, and then she was like, what are you singing? What are you singing? And so I played it for her, and she's like, I don't like that song. And I was like, sick. Sick. I do, though. Oysters in My Pocket, also by Royal Otis, if you wanted a bonus one from me. There's another Young Miko song that I've been bumping, but I don't remember which one it was. I guess it is Classy 101. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, I think so. Or Chulo Part 2, but also been on a huge Young Miko kick. She's so cool, and she's so beautiful, and she's also really talented, and I think she's bringing a really refreshing, like, female presence to the reggaeton trap space, which I think is really important. So, yeah, those are my songs for the week. Let's see what else I had on the notes for this episode. I did my rap playlist. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. I did my rap playlist, Spotify stats, Discover Weekly we took a look at. I don't really want to do daily mixes. We can look at my on repeat, but like I said, I think it's just going to be a reiteration of what I already have looked at, because Beakeo is the first one. Only Girl by Steven Sanchez. All of Angel Face Deluxe Edition. By the way, I started listening to Steven Sanchez right when he released that, so perfect timing if you ask me. 1975, Fade and Young Miko. More Steven Sanchez. Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter is on here, and I don't want to talk about it. She puts crack in her songs, and I can't resist as much as I try. Pero Negro's here again. Gata Only by Floyd Menor and Chris MJ. Oh my god, that song is so good. I literally like throw my ass in a circle at the gym today listening to that song. And I just saw that they did a remix with Anita, but I haven't listened to it yet, so I'll get back to you if it's good or not. I added it to my like songs so I don't forget. Red Wine Supernova. Yeah, I've been on a Chapel Roan kick also. I've only been listening to her really popular songs though, so I need to get more into her stuff before I make any commentary about her. I think I Love the Stove On by Hotel Ugly. That's an oldie but a goodie. I listened to that song, the crap out of that song in 2022. And it's reworking its way back into the mix. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for enjoying a more low-key episode with me. This one's a bit shorter than my first episode, just because I think it's a little bit more casual. If you can hear my computer fan or the audio on this episode is really botched, I'm really sorry. I will try my best to edit it so it's not so annoying. But I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys will have to let me know what you think of my music taste. Except I'm very protective of my music taste because I love music. And this also isn't reflective of everything I've ever listened to. I really like impressionist, like orchestral music. Gymnopody number 5, I think, is the one I like. Like, I really like, honestly, most genres of music. I think the only ones, like, even, like drill, like, British drill music, like Central C and stuff. My brother listens to Central C all the time. As a extension, now I like it too. So anyway, yeah, this is just kind of a glimpse into what I've been listening to. Honestly, as of recent, I just kind of flip-flop between, like, indie music and reggaeton, or just, like, Latin music, usually. Or Spanish language music, period. Because I don't want to include, like, Spanish artists in the Latin space. But yeah, that's about it from me. If you guys like this video, or if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment if there's anything that you guys want me to touch on in my next couple of videos. I imagine episode 3 will be more of one of my research kind of video essays, but those require more planning. This was more just kind of a casual thing. If you're listening on Spotify, please don't forget to review and leave 5 stars. And likewise with Apple Podcasts, I'm not sure what the kind of the procedure is on there, but please give it a 5-star rating and leave any commentary for me. And yeah, that's it for this episode, and I will catch you guys on the flippity flip. See you next time.